Alright, so now we've downloaded and installed OBS. I wanted to get you started. There is a setup wizard which most of us went through last time. I don't think it's a huge deal. All you need to do is select whether you're trying to record or stream. I can't remember which one we selected, and at this point I don't think it's a major issue. So just get it set up to this point, and now this is the basic layout. What we want to do is be able to add some sources to create our scene here, which is what we'll use to present and share our projects during our Zoom call next week. So the basic way it works out is we have a scene. Inside scenes, we can add sources, both audio and video. And that's basically it. Here's our audio mixer, which we may or may not need to use. And then for us, what we're going to do is go into studio mode and then share this with Zoom. But I'll come back to that in a second. So out of studio mode. In this scene one, there'll always be a default scene. We need to add some stuff in here. And this is what we're going to add. So the first thing I'll add is just my webcam on my computer. So click add. Then we're going to go add video capture device. We can give it a name. So I'm going to call this laptop cam. Cool. And then press OK. Make sure the source is visible. And then you select what device you'll use. And the only device available to me at the moment is my FaceTime camera. So there it is. Hello. Cool. All right. So then press OK. And here it is. So now I can move this around. I can resize it. I can even crop it, which I'll show you later. So there's my webcam on my laptop. The next thing is I've downloaded and installed DroidCam on my phone. And once you've installed it and opened it, make sure that your phone is on your home Wi-Fi network. And you should see this. You will get an IP address. It'll say Wi-Fi. And down the bottom, you can see there's a browser IP cam access. And there's a number there. Just the first one, don't worry about the /video. Now that number, HTTP 192.168, etc., is what you're going to type in to this next source. So below our laptop cam source, I'm going to press plus again. And this is how you do it if you're on a Mac or PC. This works for both. We're going to go to browser, select a browser as a source. And here I'm going to give this a name, call it DroidCam. So later on I know what I'm looking at. Okay. And then here in the URL, this is where we're going to type in that number. So for me, it was HTTP, no S, and then pretty standard. And then we've got a colon and then the port. And then we should press OK. And then we go. Cool. The latency is pretty good. You can see between the two cameras, only a little bit of latency on the DroidCam. Totally acceptable. And now if I wanted to set this up over my keyboard or over my MIDI controller or my Arduino or whatever, would be able to see exactly what's going on here. So I'm just going to put this somewhere. I haven't even thought about this yet. I'm just going to pop it here because the last thing I'm going to show you in this video before we move on to the next thing is just how to manipulate this a little bit. So you can see I can resize it, but there's a little bit of extra stuff around it, the feed that I don't want to have. So if you right click on this source, the DroidCam, we can transform it. If we click edit, here we can, the number one thing we can do in here is crop. So the crop settings are down the bottom, and I want to crop this stuff on the right hand side. So if I slowly hold the up arrow on the crop right, you can see it's dragging in that side view there, or you could just type in some values and see if we can get there faster. That's 100, maybe 200. And if that's a bit much, then you can just drag it out again by clicking the button, the arrow. So this is just how we crop up this video source to make it look real nice. And we can crop the bottom And we can crop the top. Might want to type in something, 100, a little bit more. Beautiful. And then press close. You can also rotate this if for whatever reason you need to rotate it. So right click again, transform, rotate clockwise 90 degrees. So maybe that's how I want it. Cool. And then I can still resize that as well. Fantastic. So that's our video using DroidCam. I'm going to show you the next, how to use our apps like Ableton and Max and how to display those in the next video. See you there.